Hey everyone, just want to make a quick video for those who are interested in starting gardening here. One of the best ways to kind of get your garden started in the spring is here in zone 5B. Right now we're in almost mid-March. Is kind of get your seeds started indoors, and that'll kind of give you a head start come your last frost, which you can check online. I think ours is beginning of May. So I'm trying to give you the basics of how to seed start. Again, everybody has their own way, their own little recipe, and it's kind of the way I do it. I'm going to show you an example. I'm going to show you some chives here from Dollar Seed. Toss a couple in, they grow really well, good for seasoning and cooking, and they grow pretty fast. And good thing about them is you can toss a bunch of them into one of these trays here, and they grow as a bunch, and they're pretty hardy. And also got some eggplant here. Now, it's not as cold tolerant, these eggplant, but they're good because they take a while to grow, and you kind of get the head start, and they can grow pretty big in these cups. So, kind of start with the basics. So, if you want these cups, again, you can use any sort of cup as long as it has drainage in it. You want it about maybe an 8-ounce cup. Make sure there's holes in it, because the key is if you water these and there's no holes, it's going to get moldy and gross. And if it's inside your house like it is in ours, it's pretty nasty. So the first thing I want to do is get some starting soil. Now, a lot of debate on whether you can use potting mix or seed starting mix. I prefer the potting mix, a little denser than seed mix, but I think it's got more nutrients, and I've had no issues with it, and it's pretty cheap. This is a Miracle Row. You can use whatever you want. Again, don't use your garden soil from outside in your backyard. Don't dig that up. You want to get the bag stuff. That's the good stuff. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is fill this up nice and good. Now you want to fill it all the way to the top, because once you water this down a little bit, it's going to compact in and you're going to have a little more extra space. So what we want to do is fill it to the top, pat it down a little bit so you can see. Alright, so I'll start with the chives here. Sorry, I'm a little mess. So with chives, you can put a bunch of them in. The key is you always want to put more seeds than you think, because A, not all of them may germinate, and B, you can always trim them down. So what I do is with a Sharpie, which I'll use again later, is make a couple holes, kind of down, maybe like 4 little spots, kind of like that, maybe half an inch deep. Again, the soil's pretty light now. My key is take the seeds, put 1 or 2 in each hole. They're kind of small seeds, hard to see, but you kind of feel them going a little bit. These chives should sprout in about maybe 10 days. Come off looking a lot like onions. I'll put one more in here. Okay, so once it's in, you want to kind of cover the hole a little bit, and here's another cat. You take a little spoon, and you want to kind of cover that top layer with a little more soil. Again, these seeds are strong, but depth doesn't matter that much. They'll come through. Just make sure you get nice in the sunlight. All right. So the last step is usually I do it in the sink, but in this case, I'll just take some water, kind of like gentle, kind of slowly, get all the edges. You don't want to over soak them, because if you over soak them, the soil's light, the seeds are going to float to the top, and that's going to be a waste of your time and energy. So there you go. So that's pretty well through. Actually, the last step is actually probably the most important step is always label what you do, because once the seeds come up, a lot of them look the same. These will come up looking like onions or scallions or whatever. So what I take is you can use this, toothpicks, whatever, or not toothpicks, popsicle sticks, whatever you have is easiest. I prefer these because I have them around the house. Basically, you want to write what it is, so chives, and then the date, today's 9th. So this helps you keep track of everything, and especially for like us, where when we be gardening something and do something every few days, so things will kind of, ideally down the road, they'll harvest all at the same time, because if you get a couple hundred of something all at the same week, it's kind of a waste. I think it's not for your friends. Your friends can have some. So take this, stick it in here. So that's one. Second one, I'll explain the eggplant, which is kind of a bigger seed, how that works. Let's get through quickly. Again, follow the same steps. Fill it up to the top. Now, eggplant, you get a bunch of seeds here. These are black booties, the normal ones you'll see. Really fantastic once you get them, and hopefully later on when we get them, we can show you how to cook them and stuff. That's kind of down the road. So this one, I could do kind of one hole in the center, about maybe half an inch deep, and drop them both in. I dropped 3 in there, but it's fine. Cover back up again. Top dressing, top layer. Pour it down. Again, don't over water. Now, watering these, it really depends where you are. So typically in the first few days, you don't need to water that much because they need to germinate. And there's a lot of debate, but I find that as long as you keep it somewhere somewhat warm, you don't really need any sunlight to germinate. But once it germinates, you're going to want to get some sunlight. So these will kind of sit here. You probably only have to water them once every 5 days, maybe. Again, you want to write down exactly what it is. So these are black beauties, so I shall put BB eggplant. Both sides, just in case. Put this box a little smaller, so pop that right there. There we go. And so the final step is down the road. A lot of times these come in these big trays here, and you can kind of bottom water. So how that works is tray here. Just kind of down the road, do a bunch of these here. These kind of sits on this rack here. So remember, there's drainage on the bottom, so you kind of want to have something underneath it regardless. You can water from the bottom. So how it works is you kind of fill this bottom part up, and essentially everything gets watered from the bottom. So instead of kind of floating stuff from the top, the plants take what they absorb from the bottom, and it kind of gives you more even flow. Again, you don't have to do that if you can water on your own. Just as a little side tangent, we did this here. Just used a baking tray and a little tray underneath to catch the water. It's kind of hard to see, but there's little holes underneath this tray. Essentially, do the same thing, and these are kind of the onions. As you can see, they're starting to sprout. So at this point, you don't want to give them sunlight, and you kind of tell they're slanted because they're facing the window. We kind of have a nice south-facing window here. So in the next video, I'll kind of explain how to take care of onions, because they're kind of a unique challenge, because they kind of carry some maintenance and some haircuts, I'd like to say, to kind of keep them going. But thanks for watching.